My name is Karl. I work at Lateral Security as a security consultant, and I have quite a few issues with privacy being stolen or sold from me. Well, objection rather than issues. So Lateral Security does security consulting work. We have 15 technical staff and some more support staff. We offer a variety of services. Right, so down to the business. What is privacy? It's the right to be let alone. This term comes from late 1800s, thus it sounds rather funny in modern English. Harvard Law book organisation thing, the thing they release, started with that. This comes from Daniel Solov's book called Understanding Privacy, as cited from Wikipedia. So right to be let alone, you don't want people to bother you, you should be allowed privacy, thus the word in its own definition. The option to limit the access others have to one's personal information. Just because they're not talking to you doesn't mean they can't know about you. You should have the entitlement to privacy. You should be able to choose what people know about you and what you tell others and what people know you're telling others. Control over the information people have. The Privacy Act is very good of this. You can complain and they'll do something about it, hopefully. And you had another 4 additional concepts which I didn't find interesting. So why do I care? This is an interesting story. I was away on holiday, taking a flight, not quite in a Zeppelin, but still exciting. I wanted some duty-free, as people do. And I got a prompt which you can't really see down here in that lovely 720p. We have got what is your address, zip code and other stuff there. And I thought, well, I'm moving house at the moment too. Which address do I give them, my current address or my new address? I'm picking this duty free up in shop. Why do they need my address at all? So I looked through their privacy information because, hey, they're asking for some information, and it's perfectly easy to get out of this by sending an email to inquiries@blah saying, I don't want you to use my personal information for marketing purposes. But by the time you've done that, you've already given them your details in the first place. So yes, I took quite objection to that, so I thought about it a bit more. Your personal information is your name, your email. Who's got a name here? Just, yeah, some of you don't have names, you're secure. Email, phone number, address, employer details, appearance, interests, hobbies. So all of these things, for social engineering, it would help them out a lot if they had any of that. Just your right to be let alone, you don't want them to have your address, or you don't want unsolicited mail, email or real mail. So why do people need all this information? The answer is they don't. But how do they get it anyway? So yes, the trade-off, if you want to get packages delivered to you, then I guess they need your physical address. You could have a proxy address, you could have a PO box if you want to be that, but what is the trade-off to you on giving out your personal address? For me, if I'm picking it up in shop, I am not going to give you my personal address. So Facebook, Twitter, something, Google+, Vimeo, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I'm not too skilled in social media because it has my personal information if I use it. So like LinkedIn is a prime example of who does this person work for, what do they do there, what can I gain out of attacking this person's social engineering and stuff like that. Pinterest has all your interests. So if you want to know what someone's into, stalking them. Another one that has your other interests would be Tinder. And they record all your messages, and someone did an interesting blog post when they went, "Hi Tinder, I'd like to know what personal information you have on me. Under the Privacy Act of America, you need to tell me, and I can amend it if required." So they came out with a big list of these are all your previous conversations. You said this to this, so this company could do AI learning and stuff on that and find your interests and record that against, I believe, Facebook is their SSO mechanism. So yeah, they could know quite a bit about you. And the way people get it is the sign-up page. Hey, give us all your information. Like a lot of the services, you don't even need a name or an email address. Email is for password recovery, yes, but your first name and last name, why do you need that for a Pinterest account, for instance? Why can't you just have, here is my anonymous account that I look at stuff and you remember it for me? And the favourite one down the bottom right there and hard to see is, you have won a free gift. Please enter your personal details here to claim it, which probably gets quite a few people still, unfortunately. And hey, can you subscribe to this competition? To do that, you just need to text us your email address. So now they've got, hey, you've seen the ad, hey, we know your text number because you sent it to us, and we have an associated email address for this text number. If any of our marketing partners already have this email address, they now have your phone number as well. So how do we get the digital data? Some interesting things here, battery indicators. There is an HTML5 feature now to read the battery state, and it requires no prompting from the user. So just by visiting a website, they know if you're plugged in on charge, if you're the type of person who runs around on 1% battery life most of the time, general things like that, with no prompting from a browser. Your photos have EXIF data, so they know when and where the photo was taken, assuming your device was up to date and had a real-time clock. Wi-Fi probes, you're shouting out constantly, hey, is my Wi-Fi available? One that really catches me out is other people. I don't have any social media, but I have a social media presence because I was in that photo on that person's account. And again, messages, if you're using an Apple Messenger, not saying that they do or don't, but they have access to your messages probably, and they can make a profile based on that. Tinder, again, was an interesting one I read about of, that's quite a lot of very, 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 very personal information that they're logging and having access to. And just general device compromise. And a fun one of, let's buy their data from someone who already has it, which you have no say in because you signed a, yes, you can share my data with everyone because I really want to use Facebook. So to get your location, we have got GPS, which is an obvious one. You're wearing it in your pocket. Nearby Wi-Fi, you're wearing it in your pocket, and your laptops also use it. So if you use a browser where am I functionality, it'll use SSID lookup and MAC address lookup from around you, and then fire that off to Google if you're in Chrome, and Google has an archive of this Wi-Fi access point is located here. You've given me these three, that will put you about here. And you get about half a block accuracy from a laptop with no GPS. Nearby cell phone towers, you're again wearing it in your pocket and they can find you. That was a bit intimidating. Context, hi, having really good pizza right now at the Foundry. Oh, so you are now at the Foundry, I just told you where it is, or I'm about to head down to the supermarket, you know where I'm going to be. So it's word related, but it gives you some context of what people are doing. IP addresses, if you're not through a VPN, then your IP address locks you down to an accuracy of city level, usually, maybe the wrong city depending on your provider, but they at least know you're in New Zealand and they can tell you hot singles in your area, New Zealand flag. Which slightly more convincing. And historical information, hi, at the gym again this Tuesday, my favourite thing to do. Where do you think I'm going to be next Tuesday? And the interesting one, a little story here, the hacker known as 4chan. Does anyone know the hacker known as 4chan personally? So this is for those who don't know, it's a term coined by a journalist who thought that an internet forum was an entity, or a single entity. So how 4chan finds your location, this is a great little story of Sheila Booth. Any takers for Sheila Booth being a good idea? Nope, right, so he decided instead of acting, I'm going to be an artist. And instead of liking Trump, I'm going to oppose Trump. So he made a campaign called We Will Not Be Divided, and he went outside the New York Museum and had a camera there for people to go up and say, we will not be divided. Trump is in power, but we won't let it stop us. So obviously, we are in front of New York Museum or Art Gallery, is a kind of giveaway that that's where he is. So they went there and they started trolling the camera on live feed. So then he took objection to that and moved it to New Mexico, at which people don't want to travel there probably, so it went fine until someone was reciting poetry in the night and gunshots were heard on the camera, and he went, it's not safe to have this here. So he went, what can I do so people won't troll me, but I can get my artistic message out? And he went to the middle of nowhere, planted a flag in a field with a live stream on it, nothing around it, and left that there. And then people were watching the live stream and went, oh, there's a plane flying that direction to that direction at this time. And there's another plane at this time. And, oh, it's night time now. I recognise that constellation. That's in that, so he's looking south. Okay, given those planes and things, we've narrowed it down a bit. Right, send someone out there on the ultimate location beacon is driving a truck around in a field honking the horn. So they sent someone out there honking the horn. When they heard the honks start to come up on the feed, they knew they're narrowing in. And 36 hours later, after he'd put this camera up in a field, the hacker known as 4chan had located it. So yeah, you're not safe from anything really. So these are a sample of personal tracking devices that people like to carry around. Your car fob, if the car knows you're there to unlock, then anyone else with the same hardware would know that you're there. Don't lose me, the little Bluetooth dongles. It will tell you exactly where your keys are. It will tell me exactly where your keys are. Anti-theft things are kind of cool to stop people stealing, but if you put silent alarms around the room, you can kind of see how people are carrying clothing around your shop or hardware. Barcodes, if you have a barcode that you scan, say you want a discount on your groceries, and the cost to you is just your privacy. You have it mapped to your name, address, postal, probably email address, and now they know that you like buying cucumbers and celery at this day, at this time, and happens every week. So now you're selling your privacy for what, a $2 discount off broccoli. And gym memberships, or whatever that card is that I stole off the internet from Wikipedia Commons, so it's perfectly legal to be up there. You scan your card to say, hey, I'm allowed in this access thing, and the benefit to you is you get access to Cineworld, and the benefit to them is they know exactly who's got access to Cineworld, when you're going there, and probably what you're buying or doing there. And your phone, which has GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, cellular to find that stuff, and yeah, a web browser to tell everyone over the web browser, or any malicious apps that you install or don't install. So why? Why do people want your privacy? They can sell products to you. They can sell advertising to you, or at you. Yeah, I corrected that. And selling your details to marketing partners, which is whoever they want to sell it to for the right price. They improve your experience. If you have a better experience, you will buy more from them. You will visit them more, and you will make them more money. So in general, your privacy is a great commodity, and whatever the cost to you, you can assess whether it's worth getting 20 cents off your broccoli. But some are legal requirements. If you're a bank or financial institute, there's anti-money laundering laws. They may need to track your actual details. Drug laws, if you're buying restricted medicine, then they need to make sure you're not doing it in bulk. And yeah, they don't want, the reason they adhere to these legal requirements is they don't want to lose money. And why is all this? Because they're a company and companies make money. And if they don't make money, they're no longer a company. So running a bit fast, but there should be an awesome live demo, assuming it works. I'll drag this over when it's coming up. Boom. Boom. Oh, look at that. So this is a 50-line Python application that I wrote with about 50 lines of HTML on the front, and it is sniffing Wi-Fi probes. So every time your phone tries to connect to something, it will chuck out a probe saying, hi, is this Wi-Fi access point there? and if it is, it'll connect, and if it isn't, it'll ask for the next one, and then if it isn't, it'll ask for the next one, and if it isn't, it'll ask for the next one. I'll just scroll out on this a bit because it's getting bigger. Hold this up a wee bit, yeah, there you go. Anyone recognise themselves up there? Congratulations, those sitting in the front for if Wi-Fi turned on your phone. Oh, yep, isn't it pretty? This is Viz.js, which makes it very easy, and it looks really cool. Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. Catalyst, oh, come on, guys. Choose Goose in first sec, guessed, yep. Not trying to name shame, I'm just reading things as they pop up because it's interesting. Anyone recognise their name there and willing to get geolocation based off it? Else I'll try and find something Hi Karl, yes, that's someone having fun there. I'm guessing co-workers taking the piss. Right, so I will pick one that hopefully will show up without offending people. UC Wireless, which is local, but let's see what happens if I double click it. Does my API work? It is extremely rate limited. No errors are good, or I don't have Wi-Fi. Loading. There you go, so the center of each of those is a location that has UC Wireless, which is not surprising, although not that interesting given we probably knew that. I am not the Whoa! Yep, so it's got channel hopping on as well, so it probably landed on. Right, someone's trying to SQLi me. Doing a live Wi-Fi demo is not the best idea. Oh, that happens to be around the Epic Centre. Who would have thought? Yeah, so now from everyone out here in the Wi-Fi, making your probe request, I can find out where your Wi-Fi hotspots are. This is using wiggle.net, which is a crowdsourced war driving application. So yeah, I can find out where you live. That is all. Thank you. Oh, and one last slide because I have to.
How does it know that Epic hotspot's associated with the physical location?
It just knows by the name. Oh yeah, questions, of course. Any questions? Final slide for questions because I think I'm running under time. Got 5 minutes. Is there 5 minutes worth of questions on how you're being tracked, why you're being tracked, and anything like that? Yes.
What personal reasons do you take to protect your own privacy?
That's a good question. So I have got my own domain, and everything I sign up to, I give it that domain at my domain as an email. So as soon as I get an unsolicited email, I can go, hey, it's aimed at this mailbox under my catch-all, and I can go, this guy here, he's busted my privacy. Which reminds me of, again, topic of the day, pizza websites. There's a unnamed pizza company which got popped recently. I'm not blaming anyone, but they're giggling in the corner there. And someone picked up that it was this company which did it because he ordered a pizza under the name Professor Whiskers or something as a joke. And then he got an email from an unsolicited email address saying, hi, Professor Whiskers, would you like blah? And went, well, the only company I have given these fake details to was this company. That company's breached me. Not naming any dominoes. Yep, Dave?
If I'm in airplane mode,
Yep.
how much that?
This is the main point of the privacy, is it's a trade-off. You have functionality or you have privacy. You can run around in airplane mode, but you won't have Wi-Fi and you won't have cellular functionality. You now have a brick in your pocket. So yes, airplane mode should work until you start going around and reactivating Bluetooth, which you can do in airplane mode, and then you open it up again. Yep.
How do you deal with friends and family who get mad at you for not being on social media?
Don't deal with them. How can they yell at me if I'm not on Facebook? Yep.
Do you use that app in that, first, do you use Android at all?
Yes, because it's easy.
Do you use there's an app in the F-Droid store which is called Smarter Wi-Fi, and it's got some kind of clever functionality where it'll only turn on Wi-Fi when it knows you're in a certain place. So, for example, I walked into here and it turned off my Wi-Fi because I knew I hadn't used it here before. Have you ever used that?
I haven't used it, but there's a lot of positional apps, like you go home and it'll put your phone in a particular ringing volume or something, and at work you have a different ring profile. So turning stuff off when you don't want it's probably fine. But again, airplane mode, you can still turn Bluetooth on. If you've turned off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, you're still doing cellular beacons. And then I completely skipped over, but NFC, if you're in physical proximity of your phone and it's happy, then it's going to start running out NFC stuff as well. Any more questions? Yep.
You didn't really say, but is there any sort of organisations which are prolific at stealing people's credentials and selling them on?
I'm not naming and blaming anyone, but if you think about the information you provide to others and why they actually need that information, such as duty free does not need to know where I live, and if you look at their privacy policies, they're all quite honest in hiding that they're selling your details. It'll be in the service agreement that you're agreeing to, but it's in the bottom or in the middle and you're not going to see it. But if you look through all your providers, you'll find out how much you're getting taken from you. And again, the bottom line is it's a trade-off. Do you want to be able to use the internet? If so, you're going to have to sacrifice some privacy. If you want to use Facebook, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of privacy. If you want to use anything else, then just the risk that it is to you and what you're willing to share for the gain. Yep.
What is your success rate when you complain to someone on violating?
So I've only had one real complaint that I've made to someone because I was selling a house, and if you typed in my house, it came up with a flatmate website, and I could deactivate my account, but I couldn't delete my account, and no matter what I did, that data was still sitting there on a deactivated account. So I emailed them and said, hey, Privacy Act, what are you doing? I want to remove all personal data. Basically, the email goes, Privacy Act says you can have my data for as long as you need it. I no longer need your services, please remove my data. And this was just a one-man band or something, and the next day he said, hi Karl, your data's being removed. And then, so there's just a Google entry pointing to a blank thing, and then I contacted Google by their automated system and said, hey, this website is no longer functioning, this link, can you please remove it? And then it took me off Google. So if you don't want your private data out there, you can remove yourself from the internet if people will comply. Yep.
How would you stop Microsoft from taking your data, taking your information? And most people use Microsoft even in businesses and even home users, and there's no way to stop Microsoft from taking your information in Windows 10. So what would you suggest? People are really afraid of using Linux.
Oh, well, there goes my answer. Or Mac OS. What you could do is set up, go through all the config. There are ways to turn most of the stuff off. If you have Professional Edition, if you're in Home Edition, good luck with that. And if you're really down, you can go into your firewall and, hostname block a lot of the Microsoft Analytics. I think it's called Watson for their stuff. And just look at the traffic going out and go, I didn't ask for that traffic, I'm going to block that domain. So you can do some, but it'll be a pain maintaining that blacklist of bad Microsoft links or any other company you're trying to block. Oh, and another fun thing, all these ad tracking things introduce vulnerabilities, because I found a product which had ad tracking in it. It was an HTTPS product, and their ads were loaded over HTTP, and man in the middle resulted in remote code execution. So, yeah, adding ads and tracking networks tend to introduce vulnerabilities as well if you're going to be that way inclined. Cool, I think that's about time, I'd imagine. Yeah. Cool, and back to Kim.